WDW Fan Zone show. Tonight, John actually came up with this topic. We're going to talk about things we've always wanted to do at Disney World, but something's always got in the way, like money, time, maybe not enough luck to catch something because our trip was scheduled just before something opened. We'll get into all that soon. But first, let me introduce everybody. I'm Stuart, along with Darlene, John, Kurt, Lottie, and Jess. And right now, we've got the news for all of you. So take it away, Jess.
Hello, everybody. Here's the news for the week. All right, there are some fun holiday offerings at Blizzard Beach. Santa is at Blizzard Beach from now until December 24th, from park opening until 12:30 p.m. And that will be near the park entrance near Sunny's Sleds. There are also fun holiday treats and a gingerbread cookie decorating kit for $10.99. And there will be a holiday scavenger hunt on Fridays through Sundays, and that's through December 21st, and then every day from December 22nd through December 31st. So check out those fun Blizzard Beach holiday things. The World Celebration Gardens are opening on December 5th, which is Walt Disney's birthday. And the Dreamers Point will also open with Walt the Dreamer statue. And remember that Luminous is also starting on December 5th. So big day for Epcot. And over at Disney Plus, from now until January 31st, 2024, subscribers will have access to a lot of fun things, including special offer for Walt Disney World Resort, 50% off a D23 Gold membership, early access to special Frozen and Star Wars collectibles at Shop Disney, and free exclusive digital rewards on Disney Movie Insiders, and so much more. There are many, many discounts for merchandise too. So that's if you are a Disney Plus member, and that's from now until January 31st. Speaking of Disney Plus, a beta version of the Disney Plus Hulu app will launch in December for subscribers of the two service bundle, giving parents time to set up parental controls, and customers will be able to access the adult-oriented Hulu content ahead of the official launch in spring 2024. That's all I have for the news, but I do have the park hours for you. Magic Kingdom this week, starting tomorrow, Friday, December 1st, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. with a Christmas party from 7 to 12. Saturday, 8 to 11. Sunday, 8 to 6 with a Christmas party from 7 to 12. Monday, 9 to 11. Tuesday, 9 to 6 with a Christmas party 7 to 12. Wednesday, 8 to 11. And Thursday, 8 to 6 with a Christmas party from 7 to 12. Epcot will be open from 9 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and that's getting ready for the new Luminous fireworks show, which will be at 9:30. Hollywood Studios is open from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. On Monday, 8:30 to 8 p.m. Tuesday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. And then Wednesday, that goes back and forth. Wednesday, 8:30 to 8, and then Thursday, 8:30 to 9. So that's like 9, 8, 9, 8. So make sure you check out those hours because it's a little crazy. And Animal Kingdom from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. all week. Typhoon Lagoon is closed, but Blizzard Beach has hours from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Boardwalk is open from 6:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. And Disney Springs 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., except on Fridays and Saturdays until 11:30 p.m. For the weather, we're starting out the weekend in the 80s, the low 80s, but then as the week goes on, it gets a little bit cooler. We'll start 70s, mid 70s, and then get down to the low 60s. So be prepared for anything this week. And then the lows, go from the high 60s all the way down to the high 40s. So if you're here from the whole week, you need to pack all that stuff. It's going to be cold and warm and back and forth. So always be prepared for rain and bring sunscreen. And that's all I have for today.
All right. Thank you, Jess. Great as always.
Thank you so much.
All right.
See you real soon.
All right. Have a great night. All right. So, John, tell everybody how you came up with this idea for the show tonight.
Well, I'm not quite sure how I came up with it, but I came up with it while I was out running. So when my brain is just kind of relaxing, of course, I'm listening to podcasts at the time I'm running, but it just occurred to me that there were things that I've always wanted to do at Walt Disney World that are available to do, but I haven't been able to for different reasons. And you mentioned some of them. So
Mhm.
cost. Some things might be too expensive, or I think they're too expensive and I don't want to spend the money. Or time. I don't have enough time in my vacation to squeeze something in. Or I might not be the right age. I might be too old, or I might not be the right size. Or you kind of also indicated one, and that is the thing that I want to do is random in nature. So I don't have any control over it. And it's one of those things that maybe very few people get a chance to do, and I've never been lucky enough to do it. So those are different kinds of barriers to being able to do those things. So that's the general idea.
Yeah. So I put up a poll this week on a social media site, and I asked, "What's the one thing you've always wanted to do, and why you haven't been able to do it at Disney World?" And the number one answer was go to Disney World because they can't afford it.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I didn't do that. But that is a big complaint about a lot of people who do want to come here. And we've done shows, and you can look at our past shows to see that there are more affordable ways to come. Not that affordable, but more affordable than some of the things you see out there. We mentioned one, I think, last week, looking for discounts. But anyway, before we start the actual show, there is something I need you guys to do for us. If you're watching us or listening to us give us a thumbs up, please. It expands our what's the word I'm looking for? Not availability. Visibility. That's it. It expands our visibility to other people who might want to be tortured by the show just as much as you guys are. So please give us a thumbs up and share it, like and share. Thanks. All right. So John, since this was your idea, I'd like you to go first and tell us one of the things you've always wanted to do at Walt Disney World that you've never done, and why.
What mine's kind of a unique one, I think, and I'm sure that a lot of people have things that they've always wanted to do, and they're going to say they cost too much, and I have some of those. But the one unique thing that I've always wanted to do at Walt Disney World is to spend a month at Walt Disney World.
You can do that. Just retire.
I know. So, there's two things that get in my way. And one of them is cost. It would cost me a lot to spend a month there. But the other one's time. I mean, to take a month out of my year and be away from home and not be able to take care of the pet and take care of things at home, I don't know how I could possibly do it. So those are two big things in the way. But one of the things I'd like to do is to spend a month in a one-bedroom DVC room, one bedroom.
The entire month in the room.
That's a lot of points.
It'd be a lot of points, and so it costs a lot, and it takes a lot of time. But to make Disney World my home,
your backyard,
my home for a month, and so you don't have to worry about rushing to get to every park every day.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can relax. You can spend time out on your patio, on your deck. You can go do some of the other things, and I'm going to talk about when I get into some other ones later on. I'll talk about, if I had that month, here's some things I could do because I've got the time.
Well, John, I'm going to give you an idea that you could actually run with. You could buy a one-bedroom apartment, and it might be cheaper than all the DVC points you'd have to buy to spend not only a month here, but whenever you want down here, and become an annual pass holder if you're not already.
Yeah, I could actually spend a half of a month at a DVC property during the year, but it probably wouldn't be a one-bedroom unless it was the the really off season. But
All right, good.
so yeah, it's to be down there and be more like you, but on property with easy access to
No, nobody
everything.
wants to be more like me.
Well, King Louis does.
Oh, the dog. Dog's behind me for those who are not watching us on YouTube, and he's just like, as soon as somebody comes in though, and I'm expecting someone to come in sooner than later, he's gonna jump up and start barking. But anyway, Darlene.
One of the things that
Okay, thank you, Darlene.
one of the things that I would love to do one of these days, if possible, that I have not been able to do, is go to Victoria and Albert's for a nice dinner. I've heard it's a wonderful experience. I have heard that the chef's table is a wonderful experience if you can get into that. We just have not found the time or the money to do it.
Well, you know, Keith's birthday is coming up. That's Darlene's husband. So happy birthday, Keith. He doesn't listen to the show, does he?
He does.
Well, happy
occasionally.
birthday, Keith.
Well, then you can't surprise him with that.
But yeah, that's one of the things that, I have not done yet.
How much is the chef's table now? It's in the hundreds, isn't it?
Per
Keep
person.
going.
Yeah.
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 Isn't it
I did it.
$200 a person just for the dinner?
No, it's just
Yeah.
walk into the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it for our 10th anniversary, which was like 12 years ago, and it was almost $200 a person then.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's probably more like $350.
Yeah. That's something that, yeah, that's a good thought. You know, that's something that, yeah, most people don't do unless you're very wealthy on a even semi-regular basis. Come to Walt Disney World.
Well, do you foresee yourself ever being able to do it if you saved up or it was the right occasion?
You talking to me or to Darlene?
Oh, Darlene first, but then you, Stuart.
If we saved up, I mean, we probably could. And I know Disney would take very good care of, Keith with his allergies and stuff. And I know the chefs there would definitely, be very careful with his allergies.
Yeah, and I would never do it. And not because I wouldn't want to. It's just I'm now at the point in my life where I'm on a fixed income, number one. Number two, my priorities are very different. I'm easy to please with certain things. I do enjoy certain things also, but finer things in life like that, yeah, it's if I had the opportunity, great. If I don't, I wouldn't miss it.
Although subject to change, the price fixed menu is $425 per guest.
Oh.
Optional wine pairing starting at $210. Zero proof pairing at $145 per guest. On top of the $425.
Well, that's just
Oh,
changed my mind. I think it'd be cheaper for me to do Palo on Disney cruise ship.
Darlene, there is a McDonald's on Disney property.
I was going to say.
We're fine eating at the Plaza restaurant and Chef Crystal Palace.
She likes her cart that's got her hamburger egg rolls. You need those.
All right, Lottie. Now I'm saving Kurt for last for a reason.
So
I'm interested.
this sounds crazy because I just said we did Victoria and Albert Chef's Table like 12 years ago, but I just don't want to spend the money on Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique for my 3 girls. I've never done it. I don't want to do it. And the kids look adorable when they walk out of there, but I just could never justify the amount of money people spend to buy the dress and get the hair done. And I don't want to wash all their glitter out of their hair later. Like it's adorable for someone else's kids.
Okay,
How
Lottie.
about that one?
This show is about things we would want to do but haven't done yet for certain reasons. Not that we won't do.
My kids want to do it.
She
I don't
wants
want
to
to
do
do
it.
it.
Oh, so using your kids as okay, that's fine.
Yeah, they want to do it. No.
All right, Kurt.
Queen Lottie, she is the evil sandwich queen already,
Yes,
so
he is.
they can make her up into that. All right, I got a few,
Just
but
one
my
more.
number,
Yeah.
just one ping only. I understand. The number one thing that I want to do is go visit Club 33. I'll never afford that membership. I know it's just not going to happen, but that's the number one thing I'd love to do is
Mhm.
go and visit Club 33.
You know anybody that could take you?
I do, but I doubt it's going to happen. I was invited to go out to one in California, and I doubt that will ever happen. So
Well, there are two people in here that I know of that have had the opportunity. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because it's something that has to be kept a secret, unfortunately. So it
well,
cannot
there's
be
no
discussed.
pictures. There's no pictures allowed. I know that, but
No. How the two people got in there has to be kept a secret. So I can't divulge anything.
gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Oh, me. You know, as I mentioned earlier, you know, I'm when it comes to doing things at Walt Disney World, I've either had the opportunity to do mostly everything I've wanted to. Yeah, there were a few things here and there I'm sure I could think of, but you know, I'm not picky or choosy, so it's like there's nothing that just screams out at me, you have to do this. But there is one thing that I can think of offhand that I've always wanted to do. We almost did it last year. I don't know why we didn't. I can't recall why. And that's the what is it? The Seeds Tour in the Land Pavilion. I've always wanted to do that. I'm sure I will get around to doing it this year, but I just haven't had the opportunity to do it yet. Not for any particular reason. It just hasn't happened.
Well, so what's the barrier for you for having done it? What's gotten in your way for doing it?
You know what? Like I said, we were supposed to do it last year, and I don't recall why we didn't do it. I don't recall the reason.
Mm.
It could have been something as simple as there just weren't any reservations available when we wanted to book it. But I'm down here, so I can't imagine that's
So
the
it
reason.
sounds like you've got a low barrier to overcome.
Yeah, it is a low barrier to overcome. It's just pretty much finding the time to do it. I haven't gone to Disney that much lately either. So, you know, the summer was too hot to go. We didn't go.
Well, so is it because when you do go to the parks, you only go for a few hours? Does that contribute to it?
No,
No. Okay.
it's just a matter of remembering and making the reservation.
It's old age.
Yeah. Yep. All right, John, we're back to you.
We didn't do. Did we do Kurt?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to go to Club 33.
You went before him. I'm sorry.
Yes.
My next one, and I'm guessing that somebody here on the panel has done it, if not multiples, and that's the Backstage Magic Tour.
It's on my list.
So I would love to go see the sets for American Adventure, all of those moving sets. I heard the mechanism, you know, getting to see it backstage and down below is really, really cool. Always wanted to see it, but it basically takes a day from your vacation to do that, and it's not cheap, and it's not going on right now, is it? They haven't restarted.
That one is not.
Yeah.
No,
so
you can still do Keys to the Kingdom. It's a half day. It's
Yeah.
120 to 140.
Yeah. I've done Keys of the Kingdom. I did the one in Walt Disney World, and I did the corresponding one at Disneyland, and loved it. But I'd love to do Backstage Magic Tour sometime. It's tough when you're there, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, and you know it's going to take that big of a chunk out of your trip. So that's probably the biggest reason I haven't done it. Now, I'm assuming you have to have a ticket to the parks to use that?
Yes. The
Right.
ticket to the park is not included.
Right. So, I mean, you're losing a day off your park ticket. So
And there he goes.
I'd probably need to have an annual pass that year. And I'd also
Correct.
probably need to be going down enough that year so I didn't feel like I was losing a big chunk of my annual pass. So I'd really love to do it, but that's the big reason. Time is the big reason why I haven't done it so far.
You should do that the year you spend a month down there.
That was exactly what I have listed here. Is if I ever got to do my first thing, I'd be able to do my second one too.
Darlene.
Also, who here has
That would be a
done,
pretty amazing thing, John.
who has done the
Yeah.
Backstage Magic tour? Any of us? Wow. Wow.
I've done the Keys to the Kingdom tour with Alicia years ago.
Hmm.
That was the one that she
Wow,
wanted to
I
do.
thought for
She
sure
didn't
one
want-
of us would have done it. Okay.
Yeah, no, she wanted to do that one because she didn't want to take a full day away
Well,
from the park.
there's the thing. Yeah.
You know. So the next thing that I would have loved to have done, which is no longer, would be to take my husband on the wonderful Star Wars adventure, but that did not pan out.
That was more expensive than Victoria and Albert's.
Right. I know. I like expensive things. I can't help myself. But
Yeah,
I'm lucky I have an annual pass and I can go to the park whenever I want.
That's a
Sort
trade.
of.
Not a bad trade-off, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, Lottie, you're up again.
I've never been to Typhoon Lagoon.
What?
I've
What?
been to Blizzard Beach, but I've never been to Typhoon Lagoon.
Um,
Oh. What
Yeah,
got in
it
your
just
way?
Well, one,
Kids.
Kyle doesn't really like
kids
water
wanted to go to
parks.
Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
Kyle doesn't like water parks.
Hmm.
And so, I would get to go if I'm there by myself, but who wants to do a water park by themselves?
Oh, Kyle, I don't like water parks either, and I've been to both.
I actually like
Yeah, he's
Typhoon
not
Lagoon
going.
better than Blizzard Beach.
Yeah, me too.
He's not paying for a ticket if he's not going. He's not going. He's just not going to do it.
Yeah, I found Typhoon
So-
Lagoon to be a little more mellow than Blizzard Beach.
And I enjoy the wave pool better.
Yeah, it's a great wave pool.
So race weekends, they've been offering lately. At least they did at Wine and Dine. If you bring your bib or your medal, then you get in half off. But it was too chilly.
Yeah.
even think about it.
January and November aren't as. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they heat the pools, but that doesn't do you any good when you got to run from here point A to point B.
Mhm.
Got to
Yep.
wear a wetsuit.
All right, Kurt, you're up.
You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to do Dive Quest sometime.
Yeah.
I probably have to renew my diving certificate though, considering I got it in 1986. But I just always wanted to do that dive quest.
They use
That was
more
so
than just
cool.
those bamboo shoots that you stick up above the water.
Yeah, the 3-foot ones where you can barely breathe through them.
Oh, cool. Well, for me, this next one is something I have done many, many years ago, and it's something I would like to do again. And the thing that's getting in my way of doing this again is the fact that it hasn't reopened, not as a restaurant. I would like to go to Ashka House again.
Akershus.
Akershus, yeah. I love the buffet the one time I was there, and it was many, many years ago, and I would love to do it again. So Disney, please reopen. All right, John,
Interesting.
you're up.
I'm up. Let's see. I think I'm going to pick one. And the reason that I haven't been able to do it, well, I think there's two reasons. One is I'm never in the right place at the right time. And two, it's random. So I would like to be, or I'd like my family to be the family of the day in Magic Kingdom. But I'd have to be there at park opening, and I'd have to be lucky enough to be picked. And since we don't have any kids, I think the chances of being picked are pretty nil. I don't think that two-person family such as ours is going to be
Well,
the family they ever pick.
the first
Marty
Tuesday,
and I will be your kids.
the first Tuesday of every
Yeah.
John, you do have a good chance. The first Tuesday of every month is AARP Family of the Day.
Thanks, Stuart.
You're welcome.
You can borrow my kids.
Can I borrow your kids?
You can borrow my kids. Yeah. Let me sleep in. You take them to rope drop.
I'm almost never at Magic Kingdom or any park for that matter. I don't. It's not that I get there late, but I'm almost never there at rope drop.
We're rope drop people.
Mm.
We're always at rope drop.
I can't get my significant other to be at the parks that early.
Mm.
All right, darling.
So Lottie already said, well, I've never been to either water park. So I
What?
Whoa, whoa, hold on. You've lived down here for like 10 years now. What is it? It's 5 years, right?
4.
All right, well, 4. And I know there was something that closed the parks for a period of time in between, but
Have not had a chance
Really?
to go to either of them.
shocking.
Wow.
I know, right?
Mhm.
I'm trying to, that's a goal for next year to try to go.
I
at
know how to
least-
get Darlene into the water parks. If there's anybody coming down to Walt Disney World that, just let Darlene know you're coming down here. If you're going to go to one of the water parks, she'll meet you there.
I was gonna say, if you're coming down to Disney World and you're friends with Darlene and you're trying to hide from Darlene, go to a water park.
Yes, I need to get to both water parks.
Okay. Lottie.
I am just dying to stay at the Polynesian.
Oh.
I visited. I eat there. I did the monorail bar crawl this last trip, but I've never stayed at the Poly, and I really want to do that. Specifically, those little bungalows right there on the water.
Oh, the 350 point a night bungalow?
Yep. That's not in the budget.
No, they're
Nope.
a tad bit pricey.
Yep. Yeah.
But I've toured them. Very cool to tour. Never stayed there. I have stayed in the studio that they have there, the studio villa. Nice view.
Okay, Kurt.
Does that go to me now?
It does.
All right. I did this when my kids were like 5 and 3, and seeing as they're 23 and 21 now, it's been a while. And unfortunately, it hasn't been available for a while, but I would love to go back and do the Magic Behind Our Steam Train tour. That was a fun tour. They take you back to the roundhouse. That isn't round. Lower level is for the trains. Upper level is for the monorails. It's quite a sight to be able to see that. But
there's another theme park down here that they take you not out to a roundhouse, they take you to the outhouse.
yes, they do. Yes, and that one is still available, but it's a bit pricey.
Yeah. For me, I think the reason I haven't done this yet is because before I moved down here, I never even imagined I would want to do. I just didn't want to do it. I don't want to ruin the magic. And now I go back and forth because there are people that I speak to down here who go, "Oh, you've got to do it. You got to try it." And I'm like, do I really want to ruin the magic? And that is the Caves to the Kingdom tour.
Yeah.
So it's
One of these days.
on something that maybe I want to do someday, but it's not up there on my top priority. It depends. Like if I talk to somebody to get me excited about it, I go, yeah, I really want to do it. Then the next day I'll come back to reality and go like, I don't know. Just don't know. All right, John.
Back to me again.
It is.
Okay. Well, and this one's gonna, if you've ever heard of other shows, this might be a little bit of a go with me here because I can't quite explain it, but we'll see if you know what I'm talking about. So, has anybody else seen in the Wilderness Lodge when you look out into area, the pool area, and you can see the roof
Mhm.
of the lodge on the other side of the other wing. There's what looks like a really fancy suite there up on the top. It looks like a multi-room suite.
It's 3-bedroom.
Is it? It's a three.
It's two levels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I swear that there's this stairway way up in the atrium on the inside that you can see kind of leading up there, but always wanted to go there, but I won't even bother to look to see how much it costs because my expectation is it's just going to be way out of my price.
There's an old saying: if you don't know, ask, and if you don't ask, you don't know.
I know.
And if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Yeah. So every time that I stay at the Wilderness Lodge, I see that thing and I see that staircase and I think, wow. But yeah, I don't expect to even ever ask Stuart.
Just go all the way up the stairs. Housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Yeah. I'll try that next time, Kurt.
Darlene.
Another thing I have never done is play the mini golf at Winter Summerland and
Fantasia Gardens.
Fantasia Gardens.
Wow.
Done both.
Neither of those courses.
I'm surprised. You know, John, I can understand because you're not down it, but Darlene, really?
I've
Yeah,
done all
really.
of those golf
Keith
courses.
and I have said that we want to do it. We just never find the time.
I just did it for the first time last month.
Oh,
Yeah.
see? Okay, so I'm not the only one.
Well,
Yeah,
what
we
is
just-
getting in your way then? Is it time?
What's I think timing. You know, there are other things like there's so much to do around. I know we have we built this house, but there's still a lot of work to do around it. That on the weekends we're just busy when he's off.
That's not the real reason. The real reason is because people Darlene doesn't know, she'll just see, oh, I'm coming down to Disney. Oh, let's meet up at Disney World. And she's constantly meeting up with people, so she doesn't have time to do anything else. That's the reason.
She needs to meet up with somebody that likes mini golf.
Right. Strangers.
Yes.
That's right.
I played at the one at Universal.
All right, nobody cares. Lottie?
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
That's where they wanted to go.
There's probably no possible way ever in a million years to be able to stay in the suite in Cinderella Castle. But I
yeah.
I would almost give it. I would almost give a toenail for that one.
That's it, a toenail?
Yeah, that was on my list too. A small one.
The toenail grows back. I can't give up anything else.
Yeah. All right, Kurt.
Well, and if you ever get there, you remember, your friends. Get
photos.
Get your family in first, but you can remember your friends too.
Friends before family, isn't? Oh no, never mind. Okay. Something, some of these tours, because they get a bit pricey, you got to realize we go down with a family of 4, 5, 6 sometimes. So a lot of times that's why we haven't done the tours. Like I definitely want to do that Keys to the Kingdom. My wife and I were talking about that today. Sometime when it's just the two of us, we're going to go and do that tour. And we talked about doing it when we went down for our 25th anniversary. We were only there for 3 days. We're like, do we really want to spend an entire day doing a tour? AKA John with talking about his. So we hadn't done it. But the other thing that I really want to do is that Wild Africa trek. I just haven't been able to pull the trigger. And
it's a great tour.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be disappointed.
No, not at all. And it's not a lot of hard walking, so I know that'll be fine. That's coming in at $219 to $229 a person, but it does include a meal.
And
I guess the Keys to Kingdom does as well.
Yeah, well, you can usually get a DVC discount.
Yeah, it's about 15%.
Yeah.
So save a couple bucks.
Yeah, something I've always wanted to do, and it breaks my heart that I haven't done it yet, is Genie Plus. I mean, who doesn't want to spend extra money for the privilege of going on a ride that you already paid to get into? No, I'm kidding. I do not want to do Genie Plus. I think it's, well, we've done enough shows and talked about that enough in the past. I really don't have much of anything else on my list. That I've been fortunate living down here and from previous trips in years gone by to have done just about everything I've wanted to. Yeah, there are some resorts I haven't stayed at, but it's not something that I feel like I need to do. And there really isn't
It
much
doesn't
I
have
can
to be a
think of
need. It
that I
could just be a
haven't done.
want.
Well, all right. It's, I just don't feel the want to do anything like that either. It's just, if I had the opportunity or have the opportunity, great. If I don't, I'm okay with it. Now, if you want to take me out of the parks and off Disney property, but something Disney, I could give you something else.
No, it's got to be Disney.
Kurt's
Gotta be
trying to
Disney.
get
Sorry.
Kurt's trying to get Stuart back here, I think.
No, it's got to be on Disney property. This is a Disney
No, I know that.
podcast.
I know that.
We shut down Darlene when she went to that other Universal park.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I will not say.
Did
But
you know
yeah.
you can swim with the dolphins at Epcot? You could
No desire to do that.
go talk to the animals. No?
I talk to animals every day here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you have to
Yeah.
be scuba certified to do that?
Not the swimming with the dolphins, to be the one I talked about, the dive quest. I believe you do. I guess I can look that
Well,
up.
dive
I'm looking
quest,
at
you
it
have
right
to be
here.
certified. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew there was one of them. I wasn't sure which one.
I do know somebody that's done that before, but
Proof of
Oh.
scuba certificate is required for the program.
I
Hey,
do have
again,
something.
mine's from '86. You think they'll accept it?
I do have something that I've partially done, and last year I was supposed to do with some neighbors, but I got sick before I could go, so I couldn't go with them. And I like I said, I've partially done this because I've seen a few of the resorts with the Christmas decorations and trees, but not everything. And that's something that's on my to-do list that I just haven't done yet, is to go resort hopping and see all the Christmas decorations.
oh my gosh,
I've done that.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've
many
done that.
times.
Like I said, I've partially
Yeah.
done it. I haven't gotten to all of them though in one day. And that's on my list. Maybe this year.
By the way, there is something that's keeping Stuart out of this, the dive quest. A bathing suit
Really?
is required, Stuart.
Oh my.
You have to wear a bathing suit. I'm sorry.
Kurt, I hate to tell you this. I have several bathing suits.
I don't need to see them.
Yeah,
Trust me, you will not.
you're trying to give me
They're
nightmares
all,
tonight.
they're all from the 1920s.
It's awesome.
So
right.
funny.
John.
Well, since we're getting down towards the end here, I'm going to put two together, and this is another one of those things that's a random thing, but I've always wanted to be that guy.
Captain America?
I've always wanted to be that guy at Monsters Inc. Laugh 4 and the Rebel Spy in Star Tours.
I am the rebel spy twice.
I
I
had
was-
it once.
I was that
They
guy.
keep
once.
calling me out.
So we've got the spy and that guy.
Yeah.
Yep, Charlotte was the spy.
Was she?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? There's a big oaf sitting in the chair, and they've got these, cute looking kids. They're not going to pick me.
It's literally random.
Yeah.
It's not sitting in one specific spot. It's just randomly grabs it.
It has never been me in either location. I've been close to people that were, but it has never been me. And my wife's never been picked either.
Do you think it's because they think you're John Q. Public?
Not quite sure where you're going with that one, Stuart.
Just like an average, ordinary citizen, they're looking for the unordinary.
The unordinary.
Like Darlene.
Darlene is extraordinary.
Well, yeah, that's another way to put it, but I prefer unordinary. I'm teasing a lot tonight. Darlene, speaking of extraordinary, you're up. No, Darlene, you're up.
I think the last thing that I'd like to try to do is, and there's only a few resorts that I have not stayed in so far, and I would like to stay in the Polynesian. I'd like to stay in Copper Creek, and Fort Wilderness.
And I'm feeling, I've very first resort I ever stayed at was Fort Wilderness,
I've never stayed there.
1972. I've canoed in those alligator infested waters and
Mm.
lived.
I swam in the original river country, but I didn't see an alligator.
Several times.
That was on my to-do list. Unfortunately, nobody's doing that anymore.
No.
It gone.
I would not want to do it anymore if you
Mm.
could, because I don't want to be in there with that bacteria.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Very true. All right. Who's up? Lottie, you're up.
So I had to look this one up because I couldn't remember the name of it. It's the Wild Africa Trek
Yeah,
at
that was what,
Animal
That's the one
Kingdom.
that I
that's what
said.
Kurt
Yeah.
said. Yeah.
Did you say that one? Okay, well
Yeah.
then the other one on my list is I want to be at Epcot long enough to hit all of the food booths at any one of the festivals.
Because you got grief from Stuart for not getting to them all last time.
Oh, no, that's like been a goal. Like I gotta hit all of the food booths, and I've never done it. I got really close last time, but I've not done it.
Well, how long
But
do
you
you
got to
think
run the marathon just to work off all the food that you're eating at all those things then.
Exactly.
how long
I
of
just
a day do you
one
think it would,
item from every booth.
how long of a day do you think it would have to be to eat something at every booth in one day?
Oh, you can't do it in one day. You can't. That's just not possible.
Okay,
I mean,
so
I'd have
24
to
hours
go
isn't enough.
extra
Okay.
stomach.
Yeah.
No,
I think I could do it. I honestly think I could do it in one day. Eat something from every food
You
booth.
think what?
Yeah, I think I
I
could.
don't think so.
I couldn't.
I could. The
Oh, we're
portions
talking
aren't
about
big enough.
Stewart here.
I think I could do it. I don't think I could afford to do it, but I
Well,
think
I'd be throwing
food-wise,
a
I
lot
could.
away. I don't want to waste it.
Yeah, I want to enjoy the food. I don't want to just go from booth to booth shoveling stuff in, but I
Yeah.
want to go and enjoy it. So I got to 30. There's 35 booths. I missed 4 last time,
So
and I
close.
did that over 4 days.
Hmm.
Wow.
Even that's a lot in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
All right.
You know what else sounds fun? Since we're on that wild African trek mode, the Starlight Safari over at Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
I have not gotten to do that.
Mhm.
I've put on the night glasses and been able to look at the animals, but I've never done that Starlight Safari. I guess it's still going on too.
And you have to be staying at the Animal Kingdom Lodge to do that.
Yes.
I believe so.
Yep. And you have to have a. No, you don't have to have a room that faces a certain way, but you do have to stay there to be able to be eligible for that little quest. All right.
You know what? I don't know if you have to be. I'm researching that because now I want to know.
Okay.
Mm.
While you're researching that,
You go on.
there's something else I think I'm pretty much done. Let me think for a minute. While everybody's falling asleep, I will. You know what? There isn't much I haven't done that I've wanted to do. It's crazy to say that, but you know, I've been to the miniature golf course. I've been to the water parks. I've done a lot of things on property, off property. There's just not a lot. And I don't, yeah, there were some resorts I haven't stayed at, but it's a room is a room is a room. Yeah, some are decorated more nicely than others, but I don't feel like I have the need to do that.
My resort room is half of my stay. I tell you, I like a nice resort room, comfortable, nice location. the resort is very important to me. For
Well, you know what? Except for the value resorts and some of the some of the moderate resorts are nicer than others, but you know, they're all nice pretty much, except for the value resorts.
No, the value resorts are a lot nicer than they were. They have really improved there, so we're impressed.
Years since I've been in a value resort.
Yeah. We did one again on our 25th anniversary. I think it was our 25th anniversary. We went down and we stayed at Pop Century. Night and day difference. Those double beds are now. Well, it's a queen size bed. You got a little table, folds down, a Murphy bed. That's another queen size bed. Yeah, we were very impressed with how nice it was. When you're paying $150, it better be that nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, by the way, you're responsible for transportation to and from Kidani Village, so I don't know if you have to stay there.
Yeah, if it says that, it sounds like you do not have to stay there. You know, I guess as long as you can pay the fees, whatever that is now.
$79 to $89.
That's not bad. For Disney, it's not bad.
$76 to $89. That hasn't gone up much because I think it's always been right around that price.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have anything else they want
to? I have a couple, but one that I have that I'm too tall for and too old for, and that is Jedi Academy.
Jedi Academy.
It'd be fun to do the Jedi Academy. I certainly don't want to beat up on little kids, but
yes, you do.
It would be cool if there was an adult version of it. But then again,
can you imagine John and this 10-year-old battling it out, and it goes viral on YouTube?
Oh, I wish I had my lightsaber right there. That would have been perfect. Pull it out.
Oh, I would pay to see that.
I have this picture of me with Darth Vader. So we were doing the character pictures when Darth Vader was in the old what was the hangar bay or whatever over at the
docking bay?
Well, no, Docking Bay 7 is the restaurant. But whatever. That when they had the temporary location before they opened up Galaxy's Edge.
You know,
got to get a picture with Darth Vader, and I'm looking at him, I'm just busting out laughing. He's super serious, and I'm just busting out laughing, and I don't think he knew what to even do.
That's reopened.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, Lou Mangello had a WDW radio cruise, and there was a Marvel Day at Sea. There's no video of it, unfortunately, but John pushed down a whole row of kids just to get to Captain America. No, that is not true.
Yes, we all know how much that Stuart likes to spin a yarn, and
yes,
I don't think Captain America.
That's not true. It was Spider-Man.
I think one of the things I would still like to do in the future, which, I mean, I still have my little, Cogsworth, is make a droid.
You can make a droid with Cogsworth. It's okay.
Oh no, I wouldn't be able to. That would scare the living daylights out of the poor thing.
Dogs love R2-D2 crawling up next to him and talking to him.
My R2 is within reaching distance, but I'm not going to pull him out.
Yeah, Kyle's is over on the other side of the room.
Does it walk around the house a lot?
No, he barely takes it out of the bag.
I don't know what I did with him. Somewhere in BD8 too.
It walked away from you, Kurt.
Yeah, he rolled. He rolled away.
Yeah.
Rolled away, huh?
They roll away. Yeah, he's not walking anywhere. I don't know where I put him. He's somewhere in this room.
You know, one of the things that I did have on my list, and I got to do that this year, and I'll never do it again, was be there for the Christmas show, Christmas taping. I would never do it again.
Was that on this weekend?
It was a couple weekends ago, a few weekends ago.
No, I mean on TV.
No, that was the nighttime portion of it. I think
it's coming up. It'll be on Christmas Day.
Yeah, Christmas Day.
Okay, so they're splitting it up. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, it was good to do once, and I would recommend it to anybody who hasn't done it, but I'd never do it again. It's just
Come
the
on,
waiting
people,
around
we
in
need
line.
more happy.
You're waiting around in line so much, but when they say smile, you know, it's like,
Mm.
I
No
sat
offense.
around for an hour on the Disney Cruise Line filming a commercial and
Yes.
was right there, right in the heart of all of the action. There were only, a certain number of people, and right there, and the entire scene is on the cutting room floor.
wow.
Never saw the light of day.
Yeah, you know what? I don't care if
I remember.
I was right by where they had one of the cameras. If I get cut out of it, I don't care. I really, it's like if I'm on,
Well, yeah, it
great.
was the
If I'm not on,
experience.
it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll look for you on Christmas morning.
Right. It's just being there and being part of the experience. That's what
Mhm.
was good about it, even though we had to wait. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'd like to do one of those dessert cruises for the fireworks.
Mm.
I mean, even if I'm maybe dead and my family doesn't, or sprinkling my ashes. But hey, that would be awesome. Right around in there, that just sounds like fun.
Yeah, I know people.
Yeah, I want to do that.
They've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I've done a dessert party.
Yes.
I've done dessert parties.
I've done a private dessert party at Epcot, but I've not done the cruise, and I really want to do that too.
Mm.
Yeah, dessert parties are good. Not great, but they're good.
Oh,
They've really gotten expensive. They started
Yeah,
out at a very reasonable price, and we did one or
Doesn't
two.
everything start out that way?
Oh, this is popular. Okay, there goes the price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the worst thing you can do at Disney World is tell everybody you enjoyed what you did, because the price will go.
Double.
Here's something we should all get together and do: the Wilderness Back Trail Adventure. We're on those the big wheel Segway X2 personal transporters, and you go back in there. Someone they did a review of, and they said there's some exclusive things you can only see on this tour that you won't see anywhere else.
Do they have a train tour for the railroad there? They used to.
Not anymore. Again, that's what I want to go back and see.
Yeah, see, that what I would want to.
By the way, did you guys know there was a train at Fort Wilderness?
Yes, I've seen it.
I've rode it.
Wow.
Again,
never rode it, but I did see.
A few moons ago. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's going to do it for us this week. Anybody else want to add anything? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
No.
Okay. We will not be back here next week. We're all taking the week off. We need the break from each other. No, I'm kidding. I will be elsewhere next week, so there will be no show. And the week after that, we will be back with a show. And what that show will be, I don't know. You'll have to tune in to find out. So until next time, everybody, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Or did we say that? We said that on the last show. Anyway, I hope if you didn't see the last show, I hope I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We're going to be gone. Since we're not going to be here till the next time Hanukkah will start, so I want to wish everybody a happy Hanukkah who's celebrating. So until then, everybody be safe, be yourself. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
See you real soon.
I just have to pay Stuart back since he talked about this earlier in the show. So I just have to say, you, I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you too. Just like you, Stuart. So thank you for putting on the show, and we hope you all come back and see us next week. Good night.
Have a magical night. Stay safe, and make sure you dress in layers down here when you're coming down, because it's been mighty cold in the mornings and the evenings.
45 sounds like shorts weather, John.
40 degrees was not.
It has not been that. Don't listen, Darn. We had one cold day. It has not.
It was cold today too.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was like 75 degrees here.
In the morning, were you up at 7 o'clock? No.
That's the middle of the night for me. Anyway, that's all, folks.